Oh, good evening, people. This is Empire Night. It must be Wednesday,
Must be.
which is garbage day here in my neighborhood. So I know when it's always Wednesday. Empire. This is Empire Season 1, Episode 4. What's the name of it?
I have no clue.
I don't have any clue. But you
I'm
know
called
what?
dirty.
It was really good. And you know what? It's like you eat a good food, right? And at first
Yeah.
it's like, oh, this good, this is straight. And then when you finish eating it, it like lingers on your tongue.
Right.
You start running around. Anybody, y'all got some more? Give me some of them chips. You got any more of them chips in the bag or whatever? And every time by 10 o'clock here Eastern time, there's no more chips in the bag. But we have the promise of the grocery store that we can go to, and
Always.
so we always have the promise on Empire of there's something else coming up. Okay, let's start off from the top, and we'll do our little review and recap and discuss what's going on. So I got my little reminder notes because always so much going on.
Really.
So we start off, and there's a meeting going on with Hakeem. We think really the way they show it looks like Lucius is going in on Hakeem about he needs to really like get off his lazy butt and get into the studio. And all that. Which you would think that with him wanting to be a rap artist, that's the last thing that his dad should be saying to him. But I think that he's spoiled. You know what I mean? Like a spoiled kid, they say they want such and such. They might even be talented in that, but then you got to be the one pushing and pulling. With somebody else who doesn't have those type of opportunities, you don't have to push and pull on them.
Really, he's just sitting up, being lazy, don't want to do nothing, don't want to come no sound checks or anything. If you're really about your business, you would get up and do it regardless.
Yeah, we don't know. You don't have to be asked. Once again, good old Cookie. She busts into the meeting and she's talking about the office and how she wants it different or bigger or whatever. So we have to give our props to Cookie because what we find out is that Cookie has, by hook and by crook, got up in that building.
She really has. Just slowly inching in.
Yeah, she is now a part of Empire. I think she is like, she was talking about she was the best producer, and she is a great producer, but she's also wants to be head over A&R.
Yeah.
And we know Anika is already in that spot. But she gets Anika straight when Anika is trying to question her being in the office or being a head of A&R. Interesting though, she comes what's her name? Tiana. Tiana comes to see Cookie. So we got a character that's gonna linger on here, this artist. And Tiana comes in and she asks Cookie to listen to some of her music, right?
Yeah.
And Cookie says, okay, why you didn't ask Anika? Because that's supposed to be the A&R person. She's like, oh, she's a suit. She don't know what time it is. In other words, she's not from where we are, so she wouldn't know.
Right.
And she put the music on, and it was really, really good. In fact, that was like their opening music. It was delayed about 5 minutes or so.
Right.
And we could see hear her song as they was panning through the city.
Yeah, I liked it. It was really, really, really nice. But I like the fact that she did come to Cookie first instead of Anika.
I do too, because that means that she respects that what Cookie is bringing to the table. Because she recognizes that it was Cookie who was behind Lucius and supported Lucius and produced Lucius. I guess artist knows artist like game knows game. Let's talk about this. Titan comes up. Titan is supposed to be like the real deal Holyfield. Supposed to be like a Tupac rapper who's supposed to be authentic and real. And he belongs to the other record company that Kid Fufu went to, owned by some guy named Bill Beretti, who we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
And they're in this A&R meeting. This is another meeting that they're having, and they're talking about Anika is trying to lead up the meeting, talking about she wants to get somebody like him. And then Lucius walks in and says, I don't want nobody like him. I want Titan at this label. We haven't heard anything Titan has done yet, but it's supposed to be Dynamite. And we know that the number one reason behind him wanting them is because Beretti took Kid Fufu. Yeah. Well, he didn't take him, but, I'm sure he lured him over there once they dropped him. And it's about business, you know, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. I guess that they want to say.
Right.
So, where do we go from here? I know. We go into Lucius' bathroom.
Yeah.
It's the next day or it's the evening, and he's trying to shave. And his hand is shaking.
Yeah, he's like shaking like crazy. He can't hold a razor still to touch his face. And Anika comes in. She's like, "Oh, what you doing? You know, what's going on?" She sees him shaking. He lets her know that he has ALS.
Right.
Of course, she's in shock. Like, okay, why did you tell me this? But she doesn't let him shave himself. She does it for him.
And she also doesn't go into a big, excuse me, why and what for type of conversation. Right. She just takes over and shaves him, and they don't really get into it too much. Not at that time. He does start trying to talk to her a little bit later about, you know, he's got ALS and this is why he's been acting this way and thus.
Right.
Funny though, Anika is now feeling threatened.
Really?
I got a chance to see her in her face. She is really pretty.
Yeah.
Really pretty, by the way. Anyways, she's feeling threatened by Cookie. So Anika feels like she's got to make a big move. And her big move is to get Titan there. She assures Lucius that she's going to get him. So she's in there, and Cookie's in his office, as well as Vernon. And I don't know who else. I think Andre is in there. And she's talking about she's going to go, and Vernon and Cookie are like, "Oh, no, baby girl.
Right. Stop.
You cannot go where they go." You know, evidently it's a rundown neighborhood, and, you know, it's got all kind of deviousness and mischievousness happening over there. And there's also a war because Titan is in jail right now. He's in jail because at the beginning of the show, we see him shoot this guy in a club that rolls up on him, which is funny because the dude rolls up on him, but this dude set fire to the Y where Titan used to rap. They had a little song studio in there, and this guy burnt it down. And we also find out that Titan is also, or had been, a member of the Nation. And his mother is a Muslim, and I don't know who all she had in the house, but they're very into the Nation of Islam. So Titan has kind of left that alone a little bit. But I think as we see, that's going to come out more and more. But anyways, we have Lucius decides he's going to take Anika with him to go meet with Titan, and tells Cookie to stay out of it. Once again, he's trying to push her out of it. But anything that Anika can do, Cookie can do it, and better, by the way. So they go to the meeting.
Yeah, they go to the meeting, and she's basically trying to talk, you know, to take over the conversation.
Okay, wait a minute. We're going to the meeting where Titan's people down on his turf, his little hangout bar or whatever, when he's got Luke, and she got Tanika, what's her name? Anika, all dressed up, girl with pearls on and hair laid. And that would be great if she was with the housewives in Atlanta, but not in this club.
No.
And Lucius are down there.
Yes, they're down there. Of course, she's looking all dolled up, and everybody else is cash, including Lucius. And she basically wants to take over the conversation on getting Titan. And these dudes ain't really feeling her. You know, she's not speaking their language. She's not coming across like she, you know, does she know what she's doing? And so they all looking like all crazy. So Lucius says, "Oh, come on, y'all, let's get a drink." You know, I guess to loosen them up a little bit.
And the next thing you know, it's a drive-by. Somebody shooting into the bar. Everybody hits the deck. She down on the floor, screaming and shaking and trembling and crying, and, you know, the whole nine. Now, I'm not sitting up here saying that if I had a drive-by, I wouldn't act like that. But, you know, I live in the areas where people do drive by. There are gunshots. You can hear them at night, and you learn to live your life around that. You're not falling out every time they come.
Here they go again.
Right. So it ends up that at the same time they got this drama going on, Cookie has already got her hair covered up, you know, like a Muslim visitor, got the long dress on and whatnot, and she goes to see Titan's mother. And as it comes to find out, Titan's mother been following her. So she knows, she says, "I know your whole story, and you know, that she knows that she had to go to prison and everything. She knows that she has sons. She knows everything about Cookie, as Cookie knows about them.
Right.
So there's this kind of connection or click they get right from jump that is going to be an aid in helping them get Titan over to their company. At least that way they've kind of opened the doorway. Because the way they were trying to do it with Anika and this whole business plan and suits and ties, that is not what was up. Okay. No, so let's talk about Hakeem.
Yes.
What's happening with him?
So with Hakeem, what's his name? Lucius got him in the studio and he's trying to do his rap or whatever, and he's just not really getting it. He doesn't want to do it. And Lucius tells him, you know, get it right. I need you to get this right. And then he ends up, I guess, trying to bribe him, so to speak, and start saying, you know, you should get like Titan, you know, get your game up like him. And of course, Jemile gets jealous.
Not Jemile, but Hakeem gets jealous. But he also touches on, you need to respect your mother. I can't make you love her, but you need to respect her because she don't walk the path you're never going to walk. In other words, he was boosting up Cookie to Hakeem. Hakeem doesn't really receive it, though.
No.
He is a hard-headed kid that got his mind made up. He going to do what he want to do. But ultimately, Lucius tells him, record this song, take it to Cookie with Tiana.
Right.
And if Cookie okays it, then it's a go.
Right.
So they were supposed to have this dinner at Cookie House. Tiana shows up and they're wondering where's Hakeem. He's not
Dinner's
there.
made and everything's looking nice.
And the ladies, they get to talking, Tiana and Cookie, and they seem to have a lot in common. And you can clearly see there's going to be a bond built up there, like a faux mother-daughter or whatever, because Cookie tells her she always wanted a daughter. And we find out that really and truthfully, that girl is really a good girl. You might not agree with some of her behaviors or what she thinks she needs to do to get into business, but she's a good girl.
Yeah.
But then she comes home.
Yeah, so we go back to the apartment and we see Hakeem in the tub with Naomi Campbell. And they over here
both vamped up.
Yeah, they rubbing up on each other. And, you know, they doing all kinds of stuff, and they talking, and in comes Tiana on them. But she doesn't trip. She just walks right back out. Like, it didn't even happen. No tripping, no cursing out.
Sure didn't.
None of that.
No hoop and holler and nothing. See, they're supposed to have a show for Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon to announce the nominees for the Nickelodeon Awards. Of course, Hakeem doesn't really want to do it.
No.
But he don't have no choice. And that's the song that Lucius wants approved by Cookie because she's helping to get that together.
Right.
So they're at the show trying to get ready to get set up for their little performance. They want to have a love song duet. She's going to sing and he's going to do a soft rap or love rap or something like that. And he walks in all scary. And after he had stopped to see Jemile, Jemile telling him to get on over there and do the right thing and all of that.
Right.
And he comes in all scary, trying to come into excuses and all that. And she is, I'm feeling her. She was like, you know what? I don't even want to talk about that. I don't even care. At the end of the day, she said, I've worked too hard for let you to mess it up with the way you treating your mama and coming in late here and there and get your shit together. And I love that. I love that. I love a woman that's able to say, you know what? This is not personal. This is not me and you in this great love affair. We'll figure that out in time. But right now, let's take care of our business. I'm a main person that says, work when you work and play when you play.
Really. We're just trying to get this work done. But they end up going through with the concert. And it's great. The song's hot. I personally like it. It's really nice. Yeah,
it was. And actually, Hakeem wasn't sure that he was going to like it and ended up that he blew up on the vlogs and everybody was shouting his name out the next day. Now, Jemile, we haven't mentioned him, but he's in the mix. And there's another scene, though, I have to speak on before that really touched me, that showed me to the level that Andre will do anything for his daddy. Right?
Yep.
So the detective came in to talk with Lucius and talk about the car, bunky car that was there and yada yada. And then he starts asking Lucius, well, where were you, on Monday at 9 o'clock? And he was like, he had a straight face too.
So did.
Really, I swear. He's like, I think you might have to check with Becky on that, his secretary. You might have to check with Becky on that, but at 9 o'clock, I think I was at home. And all of a sudden, it went into a flashback.
Yes, it did. It was a flashback of Andre and Lucius up there singing a song, and Andre's in there playing with his toys, and here come the police busting in. So Lucius has his gun sitting out, so he puts it on the shelf. But he walks out with the police officers, and Andre takes it and puts it in his little toy box he's playing in.
He makes it right in with his little Legos.
Right, it wasn't even a little boy.
Mm-hmm.
Just mixed it in. Of course, they did the search and didn't find nothing.
And it was just Andre and Lucius there, and Lucius was plucking the guitar and doing his little rap, and Andre was hitting his little licks in the song and stuff. I mean, they was tighter than Ace Coon Boom.
Right.
And the cop comes and stands over Andre and asks him if he all right, and he's like shook his head, looking kind of crazy, and they leave because they don't have anything to arrest Lucius on. He has no money, there's no drugs, nothing, because the baby hid the gun.
Right.
So turn back to nowadays. Like I said, the cop came in, asked Lucius where was he at 9 o'clock, and the cop had asked him, I guess, was anybody there with him, and Andre said, yeah, because he wasn't alone anyway. He was with me. We sat over his house and we watched the Floyd Mayweather fight. And Lucius started laughing. And it was funny because it was like he was trying to make it seem like, yeah, good times we had.
Right.
But I think he was really laughing because he knew his son did just what he would always do. Had his back to the mat. And the cop was like, oh, okay. Okay, then he left. So why Andre would not automatically get that job? Why? If you guys have any ideas, put them out there.
Really?
But I think Lucius knows that his son has his back, but I think he knows his son also knows him. His son has seen things that we're only going to just start getting revealed to us.
Right.
What caused the crazy in him, okay? Maybe he was born with it, and these things made a difference to him. But the mere fact this little 8-year-old is taking care of his dad, and that little 8-year-old still exists in him. Really? He still will protect his dad no matter what, And but yeah, Lucius knows that at the end of the day, something is not right. I think it's more than we want somebody in the music business. Because as long as his son has been in the music business with him, he's in the music business. He knows the ins and outs. He knows the game that Hakeem doesn't know.
Right.
Hakeem is in the music business, but he is so far away from being in the music business. It's not funny.
He really is. He's too privileged to know, the real deal with Lucius.
Absolutely. But ultimately, Lucius does go see Titan in prison. And they talk about how they both had Beretti, because Beretti had come to the club to try to threaten Lucius that if you go public and all that, I'm going to tell all your secrets and I'm going to name the club Cookie. In other words, let him know I know where you got your money from and stuff. But I was like, bye, bitch, bye. Go take several seats. Don't nobody care about that. If Lucius even thought for a moment that you had any power to come into between him and his business, baby, you're going to be out there floating and scraping up guppies off the bottom of the creek the same way his bunkie is. We're going to see another motherfucker all blowed up with stuff on him. So I think you better watch your back, not the other way around.
Really?
But Lucius goes see Titan in jail.
He goes to see him. And, of course, the officer's all, oh, Lucius lying. Oh, you're my hero.
Right.
He tells him that the jail is closed, but he lets him in and only Lucius can come in. So he does get to speak to Titan. Titan, all big, buff dude, all strong and stuff. And basically, he wants to fill out Lucius. He asks him questions. You ever killed a man? You ever seen a man die and all that?
And Lucius said he did. Then he asked Lucius, did you kill him? Lucius didn't say nothing. He just
shake
looked
his
at him,
head
changed
and
the
look
subject.
Yeah.
Like, because Lucius know at any time you could be set up.
Really?
So he ain't no fool.
Right.
But he does get Titan to take this recorder, it was a telephone recorder, and rap a song into there for us, and we'll get it done for you.
And writes a check.
Yeah, he writes 2 checks. Signing bonus check and a check for $1.7 million for the Boys and Girls Club to help rebuild that.
Yep.
So Yeah, it ended up that he did sing into the phone. Gabby comes, or Becky comes and tells us that he did. Excuse me, he did that. And it was at the time that Cookie and Lucius was having a meeting, and she's quite comfortable with Lucius, but she's even comfortable with Cookie. So I don't know if she knew Cookie from in the day or what, but she's also very young and open. Oh, baby, don't let me forget. Okay, Hakeem at the beginning had 4 tickets to go see Titan perform. And he said, Lucia asked, let me see the tickets. I said, oh, wow, he going to rip these up. No, he gave it to him, and the boy was somehow how he loved Titan. He's like, well, you got to be more like him. And then he calls Becky in the office and hands her the 4 tickets and said, happy birthday. She's like, my birthday a month away. She's like, the tickets. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, she happy?
Yeah, so she went to the concert and everything. So that was funny because you can guarantee that Lucius is going to always pull something. If he's not killing somebody or beating somebody down, he's going to jip you out of what's your pocket.
Really?
But at the end, I thought it was cute because now they had stopped showing Anika at this point. And they had showed Cookie and Lucius together.
Yep.
And they were talking and this and that, and she was talking about, okay, because his name was in the paper and all that kind of stuff from his son and the show at Leviticus. And she said one day it's going to be my name on there. And he ends up trying to grab her hand. She stand up around him. He trying to grab her hand and talking about I never stopped thinking about you and all of that. But she you ought to remember that there. So that was cool. As far as Jemile, you want to talk about Jemile?
Yeah, Jemile. He comes in to see Lucius to give him back a check because he got paid for the Leviticus concert, and he tells Lucius that he don't want the check. You know, I only helped Jemile. I didn't write the song. I didn't do nothing. So why am I getting this check?
Right. And Tori Boo asked me, did I agree? Because Lucius was saying, well, you breaking the first rule of the music industry, always take your money. And I felt kind of 2 ways. Because, yes, I'm on the roster and I should get money if I perform. But at the same time, I'm your son. And I'm either trying to prove something or I'm trying to make it on my own. So it's a very fine and dicey line to walk. It's on one hand, okay, be proud and don't take the money. On the other hand, take your money, you earned it. So my business says take the money, you earned it. Take the money and run. My other moral side or my other side says, you know what, if I can't be your son first and not sell myself and sell my soul, because Jemile is on that kind of a tip, then I don't want the money. So, anyways, it was very good. Did we leave anything out? We kind of went in order. We wanted to kind of focus on getting the highlights in there but I think we've got just about else.
Hakeem tripping on Cookie.
Oh yeah,
talks to him.
That was at the end, and she was trying to talk to him and stuff, but she can't make up for the 17 years, and he basically let her know he didn't forgive her. So it makes me wonder, and you guys can respond to this. Does Hakeem know his mama was in prison because his daddy? Does he know that? Because he acts to us like he doesn't, because she is not responsible for being gone. Okay? No. Even if she was doing it for herself and it was just him and her, and the cops come, baby, you gone.
Right.
But point blank, bottom line. And so if his mother had ran off and left with another man or another woman or whatever, that's one thing. But that's not what happened.
Right.
And you're not thinking that as you are a little kid, I'll have no control over you. I'm locked up here. I can't reach you. You can't get the phone. That was on your daddy to bring you out there. So, Phaedra, think about that. Anyways, I mean that.
Oh,
Phaedra,
okay.
think about that, because you got them 2 little boys too, and you don't want to be the next, or have your husband be the next Cookie, Mr. Cookie. Anyways, it was a really good show.
Yeah.
It was really deep, and I love the layers of deepness. Just as you think, oh, this might be dull, or I don't know how it's going to go, it starts getting thicker and thicker, and you're more caught into what's going on, because they leave you hanging with richness. So that's all ours for tonight.
Yeah.
We enjoyed it, and hope you guys enjoyed the recap. If you do, comment. Tell me about what's going on with Hakeem not loving his mama, not wanting nothing to do with his mother, who he don't even fucking know.
Right.
And it was good. Comment, subscribe, thumbs up us. Check out Tori Boo on her channel. She's a musical channel, and it is awesome. So many artists, all these unforgottens back from the 90s, so we love the 90s.
Yeah.
I love the 70s. I love the 60s, but the 90s was a great era. But anyway, check her out. Check out Camille 422001. That's Camille with a K. 422001. That's another one of mine. Yep. Great channel. Okay, guys. Good night.